Welcome everyone to the Red Pill Chauvinist Show. I am your braggadocious yet very humble host, the Red Pill Chauvinist. Thank you for taking the time to ride with me. Leave all the BS in the trunk and just bring logic with you. This is a variety show that deals with topics like dating, spirituality, traveling, and much more. I'll be doing interviews with special guests from various walks of life, in addition to freestyling rants, discussing my opinions, and dropping red pills. Remember the red pill mindset is not believing in society's narrative and finding your own answers. Come take this ride with me.
The med school situation and the girlfriend situation made me really feel like and learn, yo fam, do you. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you what my confidence gained from the med school. Because I gained the majority of my confidence from what occurred from med school. My whole life, I told myself, my family, my friends, everybody looked at me and thought that I would be the doctor. I am the future doctor. I thought of myself as the doctor, the future doctor. My life would be a doctor, Dr. So-and-so. So when that dream didn't become into reality, it didn't come into fruition. Yo, everybody listen to this, man. When that happened, I felt like I died. My avatar died. When my dreams of becoming a doctor was dead, I did not know who I was. I lost myself. I literally felt like I had no identity because I wasn't going to be the doctor who I was. But to make a long story short, it was in that time that I found my true self. There was no more avatar of I'm going to be a doctor. It was just me. There was no Dr. So-and-so. It was Mr. So-and-so. That's when I started learning titles don't mean nothing. I am who I am. Whatever I believe in, whatever I like, whatever I don't like, that's who I am. That's who I'm going to stand on. So that's what solidified my confidence in who I am. Not my title, not by how much money I make. I can walk out on the street naked and know who I am and stand on that. When people ask me who I am, I say I am a spiritual being having a human experience. When people say who I am, I don't say my name is so-and-so, so-and-so. When people say who are you, I don't say I am and I tell them my job title. When people say who are you, I don't say I am so-and-so and I make X amount of dollars a year. I am a spiritual being having a human experience. When I know that, I move forward and move forward with that mindset, and I speak to people accordingly. All right. So those are the lessons I learned. Those are the little short stories that I could tell y'all that helped me to gain the confidence that I have today. And these are little things that you can do to gain confidence yourself. Now, as far as getting confidence, before I even forget, let me give you 3 different positions or careers that you can do to increase your confidence when it comes to speaking to people in general. Because I'm not about just talking to chicks. Like, you gotta know how to talk to chicks. You have the confidence to talk to chicks. You should have confidence talking to anybody. Male, female, boy, girl, uncle, aunt, whoever. Sales lady, woman on the street, cashier, it don't matter. Grandma, it don't matter. Now, 3 different positions or jobs that you can have to help you increase your skills, your people skills, your talking skills with people. Not just talking skills, but skills in general in dealing and interacting with people. Number 1, I would say, is being a teacher. And only 3 things I'm going to say, I was each one of them at one point or time in my life. Number 1, I would say, is teacher. As a teacher, you'll learn how to direct people. You'll learn how to be a leader because you're literally in front of a classroom, whether it be 30, 20 to 30, 12-year-olds, 15-year-olds, or 30-year-olds, and you're directing and leading every single one of them, all of them looking at you, waiting for your next word, waiting for your instructions, waiting for you to tell them what to do in order for them to progress in their knowledge and what they need to learn. So becoming a teacher is definitely a great way to learn how to, number 1, be a public speaker, speak in front of people. Number 2, give directions. And number 3, learn how to be a leader. Learn to play that leadership role, right? Number 2, another position that I would recommend in order to help with your people skills, in order to gain confidence, it would have to be cashier. Being a cashier. Because once you're a cashier, I was a cashier at Pathmark. I don't know if this was back in high school. I was a cashier in high school, and the reason I suggest being a cashier is because you're basically interacting with most of the people who done came into the supermarket, who done came into the store. They're passing by you, so you're dealing with men, grown women, boys, girls, children, everybody, all walks of life, doctors, lawyers, teachers, everything. You're talking about all types of people that you're dealing with. So, and in dealing with a cashier, you learn how to have people skills. You learn how to interact with people. I mean, interaction is key, man. You know how to meet different types of people, different types of energies. You know what I mean? So teachers, cashier, and the last career option that I would state is being a salesman or going to retail. I remember I used to sell women's shoes, man. I used to sell women's shoes like Al Bundy from Married with Children, man. And I tell you, it was now I think that was also in high school. That was also high school, my senior year. Yeah, man. When you selling women's shoes, man, you interact with a lot of women, and at the same time, you get to have a little physical interaction with them because you're grabbing their feet, putting their shoes on, so that makes you comfortable in touching women. You know what I mean? And it makes you comfortable in feeling their energy, and So these are 3 things that I would recommend that anybody, especially if you're in high school, college, you know what I'm saying, very young, definitely get into those positions so you can learn how to interact with women and be comfortable around them. All right, so that's that. Moving on with confidence. What else do I want to talk about confidence? So like I was saying, you have to have experiences, right? But you got to understand the way the universe works. The way the universe works is it's going to test you over and over again. Remember I said you have to fail and fail and fail to learn? So the universe is going to test you over and over again until you get to that aha moment. Where you get to like, that's how you, okay. And then the universe is going to test you one more time. And in that last test, you have to show the universe what you've learned. And once you show the universe what you've learned, sky's the limit after that. Universe ain't about to give you a test again once you've already learned it. Because once the universe gives you a test that you've already given and that you already learned, it's not even going to look like a test to you no more. It's going to be secondhand nature. You're going to get through that shit like, you're going to laugh at that like, but most people aren't able to look back and be like, wow, I remember I used to look at that as a test. Now I can laugh at that and be like, that shit is par for the course now. So definitely be aware of the test that universe is giving to you. Reach that aha moment, learn your lesson, so that you can move on to the next lesson. Because the more lessons you learn, the better and easier life gets. So, because with the more confidence you have, the more confidence you have, the less errors you're gonna make, the less mistakes you're gonna make, because the less nervous you're gonna be, the less self-doubtful you're gonna be about yourself. Because you have enough experiences, man. I want to beat this in your heads, man. Confidence comes from failure. You have to fail to be confident. So if you're scared to do something, yeah, you're always gonna be a failure. Then you gotta take an L sometimes, man. You gotta be able to take an L sometime in order to reach a point of confidence, man. Sheesh. Now, as far as faking confidence is concerned, I'm gonna tell you right now, I wouldn't recommend that off the bat. Now, there are times and places for that. Like, for example, if I'm in a job interview and somebody asks me something about a part of the job that I'm not really confident in, I'm not really too sure of, I may not show that lack of confidence in the interview. I may show confidence in that interview, and once the interview is done, I'll go back and do my research on that, so that when it's time for me to actually do it on the job, I'll be confident in doing it. So that's the only time I would really condone faking confidence. But because when you fake confidence, eventually the mask will come off. People will see that you're faking confidence, because that goes to arrogance. All right? That goes to arrogance. Arrogance is almost like faking confidence. It's like you're projecting confidence. And the problem with projecting confidence is that it's a mask for ignorance. Okay? Arrogance is a mask for ignorance. And the reason why it's not good is because eventually, you're gonna get called out on it. Because somebody talks to you enough about a particular subject that you're faking or projecting confidence about, you'll eventually get called out. You've seen them before. You know what I mean? That type of dude, you talking to him, he's bullshit. You've met them before, man. The bullshitter. The bullshit. You talk to him, he's bullshitting. You talk to him, you catching him in some questionable statements or whatever, but what's he gonna do? He's gonna yeah, he just chuckles it away. Nah, man, you gotta call him out. Like I remember one time talking to this person, I knew he was bullshitting, man. So I said, yo, so what drill set do you use? You use the Micro 100 power set, or do you use like the Striker 7 drill set? He's like, oh no, I think you use like the Striker 7 drill set. I said, oh, hi, yeah, no doubt. Yo, for what I was talking about, you don't use no drill set. See what I'm saying? I knew he was bullshitting, so I hit him with a bullshit question. Yo, you use this drill set or that drill set? Trick question, motherfucker. And we don't use no drill set, but his dumb ass said the Striker 7. So arrogance. Now I'm not gonna call him out on it. I didn't say, hey, what are you talking about? We don't need no drill set for that. I just looked at him like, all right. So I see you a bullshitter. That's all. I can't believe the words that come out your mouth. I see you're not a confident enough person to be vulnerable. There's something else I want to talk about. It's okay to be vulnerable. Just because you're vulnerable doesn't mean you're not confident. Okay? Vulnerable being that same person. If I said, yo, do you use the 7 drill or the Micro 100 power drill set? And he could have said power drill 7. He's like, yo, to be honest, bro, I'm not sure if you use either, man. I never heard of using a drill set like that before. You put me on like, if I didn't know you use a drill set, put me on like, I didn't know about you using a drill set like, and I could have been like, oh nah, yeah, I'm just bullshitting with you, man. I just want to see if you would, and that's it. And now I see he's a real one. He's not somebody who's bullshitting, who's being arrogant. He's confident enough to say, I don't know. Show me, teach me. That's how you gain confidence, man, because now the next time somebody asks him that, he can say confidently, yo, bro, ain't no drill set with that system, because he already had that conversation and was vulnerable enough to say, you gotta know what that is, and now he learned. So vulnerability is, I believe, a part of confidence. You have to have some part of vulnerability, because in your vulnerability is where you learn. Okay, saying I don't know is where you learn. It's a mask for ignorance, man. You don't want to be arrogant. I mean, it's a fine line between arrogant and confident. And the fine line between arrogance and confidence is that when you're confident, basically put, you can back your shit up. The main difference between arrogance and confidence is a confident person can back their shit up. Okay? An arrogant person is gonna bullshit you, run around, talk around the question, is gonna answer a question with the question. Nah. A confident person can answer you directly. Swiftly and directly, non-emotional, logically and reasonably answer your question confidently. Okay, like I said, when you feel like somebody's being arrogant, check their resume. That's all. Just have a conversation with them, and when you find out that they're being more arrogant than confident, you don't gotta check them on that. Just know you're dealing with an arrogant person. Just know you're dealing with somebody who's masking their ignorance. And I will say this: my belief is, ignorance is dangerous, because like I heard in I believe it was Left Side of the Brain broke it down. If you break down the word ignorance, the root word is ignore. Now, in order to ignore something, that is an active process. You can't ignore something that you don't know is there. Like this car wheel. I can look this way and say I'm ignoring the wheel because I know the wheel is there, but I choose not to give it any attention. But if I do not even know that the wheel exists, I cannot ignore something that I don't even know is there. So I say that to say this: if somebody is arrogant, meaning somebody is masking their ignorance, meaning they're masking something they know is there, but choose not to pay attention to, I'm good. So when I say check somebody's resume, that's basically saying check somebody's resume to see who they are. See how you want to play them. If you want to play them close, if you want to play them from arm's distance, if they're a real one, if they're not, so on and so forth. So, the last thing I'm going to say in all this, because as you know, I can be very, very on this because I don't emphasize this enough. So, for every episode, I'm going to try to say it again. I'm not a dating coach. I'm not a relationship coach. I don't do none of that stuff, man. As you can see from this episode, I'm just here to drop knowledge. You know what I mean? The knowledge that I know as I see is true. As I see is true and helpful to the quote-unquote manosphere. Black, white, Spanish, Indian, it don't matter to me, man. If you are a man, not a grown male, if you are a man, you can take what I'm saying and use it. And use it to move accordingly and act accordingly in this world. But what I'm emphasizing, the reason I'm emphasizing I'm not a dating coach, I'm not a dating coach, I'm not a relationship coach, is because my channel is not about women, man. My channel is more so focusing on men, on being men, and the things that I say, the things that I teach will help them get women, but it's not focused on women. If you listen to what I say, there's no reason for you not to be able to get women. If you listen to what I say, you'll get to a point where you won't even be chasing women anymore. And you'll find that women will start chasing you. If you listen to what I say, you'll find that some women will start to find you intimidating. Some women will start to find you, quote unquote, out of their league. But I say all that to say, I'm not, this ain't about women. But I can talk about women though. I can talk about women. Could I understand women's nature at a point? I don't understand it 100%. I would never say that because like my friend pointed out to me, women have been around for eons. And no one has yet to put a 100% finger on who women are and 100% of their nature. But I do believe I understand enough, to help people out. So with that said, the question I'm going to pose is, why do women like confidence? I say all that because I'm bringing in women now. Why do women like confidence in a man? Simply put, I ain't gonna spend too much time on it. Simply put, a woman likes confidence in a man because she could depend on the trait of that confident man being able to control his immediate environment, metaphorically speaking. So to say it again, the reason, simply put, blame is turned, just to concise it into one statement. Women find confidence in a man, not a grown male. Women find confidence in a man sexy or attractive because being confidence in a man is a trait that shows that he is able to control his immediate environment, metaphorically speaking. So if a man is able to control his environment, his immediate environment, a woman will feel safe. Will feel safe in that environment. A woman will feel protected in that environment because her man is in control of everything. He is leading the situation. So if this is a man who is controlling his emotions, can set his emotions aside, and is constantly using logic and reason to get to the best outcome, why wouldn't a woman want to follow that? Why wouldn't a woman...